Welcome back to Building Buckler's Hard, a Minecraft town based on a plan for a real world town that was never built. The town, coincidentally, was also called Buckler's Hard. If you haven't seen the first part of this series, then be sure to check it out, as I run over all my inspiration and ideas for this town and give you guys quite an in-depth study as to what I'll be building over the coming years. In this video, I'll be taking you through the landscaping and terraforming plans that I have made for this world, and to just give you an update on what the project is doing. On screen now you can see the time-lapse of me working through the design for the landscape. I'm using a program called WorldPainter here, which allows me to draw and layer up the Minecraft landscapes and terrain outside of the game. There's some 3D aspects to it, as well as being able to paint. It's kind of like a paint program where you can go through paintbrush in different types of blocks. You've got the waterways, you can plan out roads and all of that. Before I started this, I drew up a sketch for how I wished the area to look. I was able to bring into the software as an overlay, which has really helped improve the ability to do this, because I had an idea in my mind, but it wasn't going to be working unless I had a sketch on screen to help me with. As I said, this was able to give me the impression of where the waterways, the sea and the roads may go, and you can see it flash up here on screen a few times. I also took the opportunity to landscape some of the areas around my main project city, Whiteburg City, which you can see at the top of the map here. As this was all filmed back in February 2024, I can say that if you've seen my recent Masterplanning a Minecraft City video, that the landscape in there has actually been cut back and changed completely due to the ever-growing plan for that place. Once this process was complete, I had hoped I was able to bring it into the game and paste it in and show you the working on how to do all of that. I wasn't able to actually film any of this because the way of bringing it onto the server became quite complicated, and I had to paste it into large chunks of around 1000 by 1000 blocks, and I pasted those in as schematics, and it didn't really lead itself very well to making any footage. And this process, as I said, didn't lend itself very well to being filmed, and that was also the case for a few other bits. As it turns out, a lot of my replay footage from this period has actually been lost. So what you're going to be seeing in this video today is more of just me talking through what has been pasted in, the ideas, the plans and the process going forward, but unfortunately there is no replay footage available to show you what I actually had ended up doing, which was layering the map that I had up in the sky in episode 1 back down onto this brand new terrain. It was quite a process and it did look quite pretty, and I went through and then worked out all of the different colours for each plot so we knew where the residentials were going to go, commercial and a few other ones, but we'll talk about that in game in a second. So let's jump into game and see how it all looks. And with that, planning is no longer in the air, it's now on the ground, and it's honestly looking so much better than I first expected. Like, this isn't even how I imagined it would go. So the landscape's in, all done via WorldPainter and then copied it across. There are a few areas where things haven't quite lined up. Over there by Plywell Church and also over there by the original Wolverhampton area, you can see the river kind of just stops. So I do have a few things just to tie in later on, just to try and get those sorted. What's interesting is you can see Wolverhampton from Buckler's Hard and Buckler's Hard from Wolverhampton. I do wonder if I should build like a little canal through here and connect these two together, because they should be at the same level. That would be quite cool. Granted, you can't actually go any bigger than a small little rowboat underneath that bridge there. That would be interesting. I also think we could probably spur off that line there and do a railway line up to Buckler's Hard. That wasn't even part of the original plan. Oh, I'm excited now. We shouldn't get me on planning again. But what this means is we can start building, and I've already alerted the team by the fact that the place is ready to go. I have started building something over here, and this will be the town hall. WBC Builds Town Hall. So this is something to look forward to next time, and by next time I mean soon, because I'm going to be building it after I finish this video, which is going to be good. Now, Goblin has said he's going to come on and have a go at building a pub, but you can see here the little areas really have started to have a character to themselves. So over here down by the quayside we have the quay, and then behind that a church will go in here with a little churchyard next to it here, which has got a bit of a slope to it. That'd be quite cool, seeing all the graves across there. Behind that, we've got this little allotment area that I put it in, which I think looks nice. There'll be a couple of trees around here as well. Remember, trees in all of these little green areas. This is going to be a school behind quite a few warehouses and shops along the quayfront. More houses as we lead out. So over here, I was thinking big tree in the centre, a couple of big trees maybe. This is going to just blend back into here. This is going to go off onto this road, which is the main road. That will take you back round to the causeway, which was here and has now disappeared. So I do think I need to come through and actually fix this. God, this is so old. This is crazy how much planning has changed. This was all built by hand technically in game. Over there is all WorldPainter stuff. So it's different. This is old. I don't think you guys have seen this nearly for 3 years. I know I haven't really been over here, but it kind of stands the test of time still. Ooh, this isn't too bad. Imagine soon you'll be able to see trees and also just more, things going to be over there. It's just, I'm excited, but I really miss this place. Okay, let's not get too nostalgic over Walhampton. We can always come back here, and we will. Now I figured out a way to bring in the maps properly. We will definitely come back to Walhampton sooner rather than later. This whole area needs to be rebuilt. So what is left to plan on the ground? Well, let me show you. So on the screen here is my sort of latest drawing and my latest thoughts on how I want the rest of this to work. So all the green areas circled are going to be large, dense woodlands. And you can see here I've already drawn out how I wish Walhampton River to come back in, which I think is very doable. We then have all of the white, which are the roads. So I'm going to leave the main road coming through as very wide, mainly because it's a big long drag through an enclosure, and ultimately this is where the logs would have been dragged down to start building the ships down here. In our world there's no more shipbuilding going on at Walhampton, but I will extend these quays out to allow paddle steamers to come down and park up. I really am thinking about putting a canal in here. We will come back to that. We've got a few fields and bits to come around here as well. That's what those brown lines are. And then I'm thinking a nice big large manor house down here at the end, so you've got a nice terminating view, and then you've got the beach behind it. Again, trees probably along here. Now this is going to be Cowshot Castle, another type of castle which will sit in here, and you've got the roads leading off onto that. This is kind of what I want to do for the rest of here, so I may join that into there. Pywell Church can be here on the coast still, and all of this gets filled in. And that will probably happen in between now and the next episode of this. But still, I'm really happy with how this has turned out. It's taken a long time to get here, I know, but now we're here, and there's no stopping me. So let's get this going, let's get this done, because there's a few things around here that kind of need to be built sooner rather than later, mainly just because I'm very, very motivated right now. So the beaches in game I think look really cool. It's all come together very well, and now this is on the ground. You can stand here on the beach, and eventually you'll be just like looking up and you'll see townhouses, and well, here you'll have a big manor house at the back. So I think ultimately that's going to come down. I'm going to change that road. There needs to be a bit more space here than just this. I will sort that out. I haven't really got an idea for which manor house I wish to have sitting there. This is going to change as well, I think. So this path will come out to here. This will probably be like a little turn. I'm not entirely sure what this road's going to do, because it kind of just meanders off down to the end of this spit here, which kind of doesn't go anywhere. Ultimately, I had in my mind a little hard here with a boat that could take. Oh, it might have been this actually. And you'd have like a little boat you can travel across to the other side, because this is going to be a big old fort over here. But I've not quite decided on that yet, so this road may get just replaced at some point as nothing. It might just end here at this little junction. Coming around this side, the road's going to just carry on straight out into this. Probably be a couple more houses through here, but I think trees along this side very much so. And then this road will just carry on round and turn into like a dirt path. But I can't wait to come in here and just walk along the quayfront here. I'm tempted to keep this little bit of grass here, maybe put a fence up across the front, have this little bit of grass with a tree in it, then you've got all of this that needs grass across the front here. Fill out these bits with some similar material to that, and then off the front of this will be wooden bits for the quayside bits. Might even put another pier out of there or something. I like this. I like having a bit of a wider area here, and this can actually have a wall here, just to show it's kind of being defensed against the river. And this is the river at high tide, so that's the highest the water's going to go. But honestly, I just can't wait until, you know, we're going to have that iconic row of red brick houses through there, and then the rest of the town is ours to do what we want with for this plan. And as I showed you in the first episode, all the way back in January, I do have a plan of what we want everywhere, so it's going to happen now. I just can't wait. So guys, thank you all for watching this episode on terraforming, landscaping and planning. We'll be back next time with discussions on buildings, and I can show you how far we've got in probably a month's time. So until then, remember, get inspired, get building, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.